All right, so Clay is here because there are movies coming out in December that we are looking forward to. There's a lot of good ones, a lot of movies with some hype behind it, and here's some of the movies we're going to talk about. The first one, the obvious. Let's look right here. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse comes out. Hearing a lot of buzz on this one. Did you get a chance to see it yet?
I'm seeing it this week.
You are? Okay. Because there was a screening last night.
There was a Creed and that screening last night.
Right.
I missed both with work. So
both.
I was like, But yeah, it was a rock hard place and no visibility.
You know what
There
you
was a
could have
Creed
done
screening last night?
with your Creed screening? You could have invited me.
I could have. I could have just boxed into that one, swung into the next one, missed everything.
Let me ask you a question, though. Don't you have contacts? I mean, Warner Brothers is doing the international, but they know people.
They didn't. They did not know people.
I have no.
Warner Brothers was. I love them so much. They couldn't
help you on that one.
They wrote back to me. We're dying to go.
I found out 30 minutes before that it was happening, and it wasn't by way of invite. It was by way of I'm going. And I was like, thanks.
I understand. But Spider-Verse is coming out. We did get invites to that. I am also seeing it next week.
When's it coming out?
It comes out on December 14th. And it's Lord and Miller who are doing it.
So it's going to be a comedy?
I mean, it's good comedic. I mean, Spider-Man, by his nature, has a lot of comedic moments. But what do you think about this one?
I like that they moved it up. It was originally coming out the 21st. I thought it was a smart move to move it to the 14th.
Way smarter.
And it's the first cinematic Miles Morales, so it's got a great market.
Right.
But they're smart to include all these other iterations of Spider-Man because it's the appeal of toys and kids and everything else. And the animation, I think, is the first time in my adult life going like, oh, that is something I've never seen before. Yeah. They always say like you've never seen, but this is using pixels in a way I've never actually, the textures.
It looks like a comic book coming to life.
Yeah.
And I dug what I've seen so far, and the script, they showed a lot of stuff at Comic-Con. They did at the end of Venom, there's some stuff. What's going on, Maku? You guys see
I'm just looking up who the voice is.
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson is Spider-Man.
Oh,
Miles
cool.
Morales.
Shamik Moore is Miles Morales.
From Dope, right?
From Dope, yeah. He is Miles
and
Morales.
he's a doll face too. He's so sweet.
Yeah. So
Live Schreiber is Kingpin.
Live.
The cast,
that one I've never heard before. I've heard his name pronounced a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Live is a new.
Liev.
Liev.
Yeah.
Did you just call him Live?
He's a living man. He's a Live Schreiber.
But you knew who it was. Okay, so
right.
Schmoedown rules. What would have just happened?
Live Schreiber would not count.
But what if he spelled it accurately?
If he spelled it Liev, but then yes,
spelled it right.
Yes,
So
then it would have.
Wow.
Yeah, it would have.
Controversy begins.
I would have judged that on
because I knew the name.
Because
the information.
But if you said Live Schreiber and wrote Live, then that's a totally different
that's
person.
Fair,
That's Lena Headley all over again.
Yeah.
And it's also just
You know that her name is not Headley, right?
Yes.
I have her
Thank you,
IMDb
Twitter.
up here, guys. Let me just
know.
break
Is
this
it
down.
Headley or Heedy? I don't know.
It's Headley.
Is it
It's the
Headley?
ongoing dilemma
So
in
it's
debate.
Headley.
like Corey Jandro. I'm like, no, that's not my name.
Right.
I mean, I get it. That's fair. When
Yeah,
I'm
no one
called
knew how to-
Corey, I'm like,
I see. I don't think it's the Corey part. I always thought it was the Jean-Dro.
oh, dude, there's so many.
Jean-Dro? What's
It's
right?
John Dro.
John
It's
Dro.
the easiest version,
pretty easy.
but it's every vowel. So
I
people
thought-
just
Jean-Dro?
I think
French Canadian?
it's more Jean than
Meriden.
Jean.
Jean and Jean.
It's more Jean than Jean for me, but now I need to go Jeandro instead of Jeandro.
But I have
Jandro.
no French blood. Like it's married in French, so people meet me and they're like, "That doesn't
Well,
even
it's
make
like
sense."
LaCroix, not LaCroix.
Yeah,
Right.
this is America. We say things how we choose.
Croissant, not croissant.
Right.
Croissant.
All right.
Croissant.
So everybody, I think, is looking forward to Spider-Verse.
I think it's gonna
Oh,
make
yeah.
so much money.
I think so too, but I am a little nervous about its drop off because Bumblebee, Aquaman.
Next week.
Yeah, so
Well, Aquaman's actually the same week. Aquaman is the day before. Aquaman's the day before. Spider-Verse comes out the 14th. Aquaman comes out December
I think it's the
13th.
no,
21st.
Aquaman's the same as Bumblebee.
Well, I have the wrong thing here.
I think it's the
for
21st. You guys got.
Let's double check.
But that is
21st for Aquaman.
internationally.
This is international? Well, thank you,
Internationally,
Riley. I
Aquaman
appreciate
does
that.
come out earlier, so maybe
Okay.
that's what that is.
All right. Well, that's
Let me-
incorrect information. I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that website. Wow, led me wrong.
What's the website? Is it
21st.
credible?
Yeah. So they moved it up.
But
week.
is Spider-Man still on the 14th?
Yes, as far as
Spider-Man is
Yes.
still on
All
the
right, so
14th.
Spider-Man's
So I'm
14th.
saying for the drop off because then the first week it's good that they moved because
Right.
now they're not competing, but then the second week to go against
Heavy hitters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of heavy hitters coming up because if I don't know if this is
Direct
right or not, but
competition.
you got Aquaman, Bumblebee, and Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I think
Jeez,
Poppins
that's
is 2 days
Yes.
before.
Yeah,
right?
Mary
Poppins
Poppins
is the
was
19th.
19th.
And I'm seeing that next week.
Me too.
And that's the same demographic. Like that's all the young
Yeah.
adults / children and parents bringing their kids crowd. All of it.
so
That's
many
what I'm
spoons
saying.
of sugar.
Is that yes, I would like to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse make money, all and whatever, but I don't think it cracks 60 million opening weekend.
No way.
right?
No
Because it's
chance.
animated.
Because of all these
No
other
chance.
things.
No chance.
I feel like
60
it'll
million.
go
Opening weekend?
50.
I think it could hit 60 opening weekend.
No chance.
Because Well, first of all, it's really important that this movie does well because there aren't that many movies like this right now.
Yeah.
And if this can perform, then we can go into a whole different area. But second of all, it's not like that opening weekend it's going against the heavy hitters. I think if it makes 60, the next weekend it might make 12.
I think 45. It makes 45 to 50.
I think that's more realistic, but I don't think there's no way it makes 60.
It's Spider-Man, and we just had that game break every record. So I think
Yeah.
Spider-Man high is high.
It doesn't always transfer over into ticket
It's the
sales.
casual fan that won't
Yeah,
see this.
that's right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
think
I
it's
won't see
animation?
this. I won't see it
Yeah,
until
but I think repeat viewers the first weekend.
It's matters of reviews. I mean, this is going to be word of mouth type stuff too, because I think, and not just reviews from critics, reviews from fans. I think that it's going to be one of those things to where if it's word of mouth, if it starts to be, if it's just one of the most amazing movies in general, no pun intended, because you're right, the next week it's got to do big in its opening weekend because it's going to have heavy hitters. And I'll tell you what, out of those 3 movies, because I know Mary Poppins
Don't
comes
say
out.
Bumblebee. Don't say Bumblebee.
Bumblebee's the one I'm looking forward
Don't
to.
say
out of the
Bumblebee.
It looks incredible.
and
It
if you
does.
know my take
with you.
on the, I am a hardcore Transformers from the 80s.
Early days. Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to do a movie.
I had it on VHS. I had the whole thing.
The
That is
86
the easiest
version.
take anybody's ever had. That is the least hot take I've
I
ever
didn't
heard.
even finish anything yet.
Yeah.
How did I finish my take?
the warm-up and the
what's
I'm
my
just
take?
saying
What's my
that the
take?
fact that you're more of a fan of the
Absolutely
earlier
not my take.
Transformers.
That's not my take, but finish my take. I want to know.
Well, that was the
I'd love
take.
to know.
Hashtag so
Will you
brave.
will you take me to
No, you
Spider-Verse?
you're not getting at this. I want you to finish my take. I was a fan of what
That's
else?
the take. You were a fan of it then, and then you were kind of a fan of the first one, but
Wrong.
then after that, you were not a fan of the series, and you're excited for Bumblebee because Bumblebee is one of your favorites, and the trailer looked good.
False.
Was that a
so-
jab favor? Did you just like insult and then go, "Can you bring me to Spider-Verse?"
No, because
quietly?"
what she's doing is she heard a take. She heard.
Can I
she,
come?
She heard a take from a lot of different people that was that take exactly, and just thought that was my take because of the
Twat
first
take.
sentence I took. Now let me take it back. I was
Yeah,
a fan
okay.
of the 80s. I
then-
loved the 1986 version. I thought it was the best movie that had ever been made as far as Transformers. It was emotional. It had the right characters to it. I don't think that none of that has ever transformed at all. I thought the first movie sucks. Everyone
Oh,
else.
you hated the first one?
Everyone else loves
All
the
right,
first
well, I was
movie.
wrong about that
I
part.
hate the first movie. I think that it takes. I wanted when I first got to in Los Angeles, myself and Aaron Wilhelm, the editor of the Schmoedown, we wrote
believe I
a
mentioned
spec
him.
script for Transformers. We
Nice.
wanted Transformers to be this really cool kind of take itself seriously movie that it looks. Bumblebee's going to have moments for sure of humor, but it's taking itself seriously. This was the movie we thought we wanted to make, right? And then the first one, the Michael Bay stamp, just stunk on all those movies, and it got progressively worse after each movie, worse and worse and worse. And I was just like, I'm done with this franchise. And then they say Travis Knight's coming along, who I liked, Kubo and the Two Strings, and I'm like, well, what do they do?
I could have predicted that.
Then I see the trailer. The trailer itself.
I
it
said
looks
that
like
part.
from the 80s, though. It looks like it is all those original designs and the things that I wanted to see from that movie. I'm like, this could be the movie that I actually wanted from the Transformers. This could be the one that just gets all those Michael Bay, that nonsense out of the way and gives me what I want. So I'm excited for that. I think that's my number one most anticipated of the
Can we
ones that are
pause
coming
for a
out.
second?
Yeah.
Okay, polling
Your
the
take,
team.
your take was pretty close.
Pretty close, right?
Pretty
what I
close.
said his take was almost spot
The
on.
first and third act were there. The second
But
act
maybe.
was
Well, that's the only thing that matters, right?
you concluded correctly.
Yeah.
Who cares about the second act?
Yeah, well, the second act makes the movie whether or not you want to stick around for the third.
It's 80 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
when Sex and the City 2 lost you.
It lost me
We're
pretty
in the
early.
conflict. The conflict's important.
Yeah, that movie's garbage.
So good.
You're gonna say Aquaman's your favorite, the one you're looking forward to,
I mean,
right?
here's the deal. I've been hosting DC Movie News for 4 years.
Right.
What kind of twat am I if that's not the one I'm looking forward to most? But Bumblebee looks damn good, I will say. And I'm a big Poppins girl. So
Okay.
I'm excited for all of them. Aquaman, I'm super nervous. Based off the non-reviews we've seen, I think that this movie's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Like, even though they said nothing, I feel like El Maimbe, Tiffany, those people that were Instagramming being like, can't say anything. I was reading through the lines being like,
Big
but it's
smiles.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Well, she
Body
has won.
language.
I mean,
Dorian, I know his
Don't-
opinion
you
on
can't
it.
say
I can't say
anything.
anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I said I know his opinion
Yeah.
on it, but I don't know his opinion. I mean, he's never seen any movies that I like,
Right.
so I can't take his opinion on anything.
But-
I
I
like
found out
Dorian
he
a
hasn't
lot.
seen Rocky yet.
Well, he hasn't seen anything.
No,
he's seen
anything
literally
before
nothing.
2007, I don't think he's seen.
He's a fresh 38.
yeah. So Aquaman, should we be excited for it?
Aquaman, I think, is a really good opportunity for DC to show their cards, and I think they know that. And I think the reshoots were really intelligent on them. Like, they expanded the reshoots, they gave it more money. I think it's a really Hail Mary throw.
Yeah.
And the last trailer looks amazing. The new trailer dropped yesterday, looks the best the movie has. So I feel like everything they're putting into it is the right move. I feel like my Spider-Man bias is really strong, where I don't know if those two audiences will be able to share 8 days. Like, I feel like the animation is going to throw a lot of people off. But at the same time, I feel like the 10 million that Spider-Verse will dent will affect Aquaman.
You think so? I don't think Spider-Man's going to hit Aquaman.
It's not going to compete, but if 10 million, like, say that many people go see Spider-Verse.
You think people will say, I'd rather see Spider-Verse than Aquaman?
Some people.
Really?
I think Bumblebee's going to torch Aquaman. I'm not saying it's going to do better, but I think if Aquaman had that weekend to itself, we're looking at completely different numbers than if it was up against Bumblebee.
I don't disagree with you, because I think that the thing is with Bumblebee, regardless of what I think about the other movies, minus the last one, they really crushed with box office, right? So there's that
and
audience.
now this one finally looks good.
Yes, and there's this audience that is still there from the Transformers movies, and then there's this audience like me of the hardcore old school Transformers fans that want to see a good movie, and that you're playing with both worlds. So I think Bumblebee could really make a lot. What do you got, McCooks?
I mean, I was looking more forward to the Bumblebee Arthur movie. It's it's a
Hey,
Here's the thing. I don't think Bumblebee we're coming into, the marketing looks great, right? The last night, though, was like 500 million less grossing wise than the fourth movie, right?
What, the Transformers?
Transformers.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit the last night.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, it
Marky
didn't
Mark
do
with
swords.
as
I saw it.
well. So I'm wondering if
Dragon
that
robots.
is going to affect. I think Aquaman's going to win.
I think it's gonna
And
win,
Bumblebee
too.
is going to be
Yeah.
underneath it a bit.
Both franchises have a lot of scorned ex-lovers.
True.
And,
Yeah.
And so we'll see which are more bitter.
Aquaman 80,
well, I think it's
Bumblebee 65.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think John Rocco is right, where he's going to hit 200 million for opening weekend for Aquaman? No one.
Right
no
about
one?
that.
I think
$1.
Lunatic.
I think Mary Poppins wins that whole thing.
You
right?
think Mary Poppins is going to win them? Well, Mary Poppins comes out 2 days before, so that's the question we're not really talking about. So what I'm hearing about Mary Poppins, no pun intended here, is that the movie is magic. I hear that it is just an amazing,
hearing that
amazing
from?
sequel.
People you trust, I
People
mean?
that I trust. And
Married men are going to be like, I'd like to go to see Aquaman, and the wife's going to be like, we're going to see Mary Poppins, and then you can compromise and you go to see Mary Poppins.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody's going to be.
Or you see Bumblebee. Like one says one,
Yeah,
one says the
okay.
other.
My wife loves the Transformers franchise. Are you
She likes
joking?
Haley Steinfeld.
But is that enough to compromise
her.
Mary
Haley
Poppins?
Steinfeld
Like,
isn't pulling my wife to the
see
theater.
away from Emily Blunt.
I think it's pulling a lot of
Mary
maybe not your
Poppins
wife,
younger
but a lot of
generation,
girlfriends.
But
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, Mary Poppins though, the thing is that the reason why, going off of your point, that people are going to go out and see this that are not just women, right?
Right.
Like everyone, and I think people are going to love it because Emily Blunt was a brilliant casting choice.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt is an actress.
She's so likable.
She's super likable. She's been in really cool movies for dudes as well, Edge of Tomorrow and
She's
Quiet
one of the
Place.
best female action stars of our time.
She's really good, and
She's
she
awesome.
transfers. She's a very likable actress, and she's inviting. She's
pretty.
Looper, is another one, and so I think that movie is going to speak to families. I think it's going to do really well. What do you think about Mary Poppins? Do you care about it?
I think it's our number one that weekend.
You do?
And I think it's going to hit 90, 95.
Wow.
And then I think 80 for... I think it's going to be a huge weekend in the box office. But
Okay.
I feel like Aquaman's going to be 5, 10 million shy. And then another 15 lower is Bumblebee. And then Spider-Man's going to drop to the 15, 20.
yeah.
Wow,
I
I
agree
really,
with Cole.
I
Yeah,
really
that's my 4.
hope that Aquaman beats all of them.
What a
think-
crazy
What an
crazy
insane
weekend.
opportunity.
God,
Yeah.
that's so insane.
And Mary Poppins has a 2-day start.
And this is the perfect example of why I like multiple studios owning characters, because I'm worried about the Fox Disney merger for this not existing. I'm worried about I'm glad Venom did well because now Spider-Man stays with Sony.
But why
Because-
do you want this to exist?
Because I love the fact that there's a weekend where there's 4 giant movies I can't wait to see, and I love the fact that we're gonna have a crazy battle. This is like the Super Bowl. This doesn't happen a lot of weekends, and
It
if
doesn't.
everyone owned one thing, they wouldn't like Disney wouldn't bite
Right.
its own tail. Like there's no
Well, that's
Disney
why.
movie here.
Well, that's why Star Wars isn't coming
Mary
out.
Poppins.
And that's
Yeah.
There
why
is a Disney movie.
And
Mary Poppins.
Sony is that's what I'm saying. It's
Oh,
just one.
right.
Sony is Spider-Man because it's their animation side.
Right.
That wouldn't exist
So
with
it's a-
Mary Poppins.
Right.
And that's why I like that Sony
How many
has
Yes.
people do you think go to the movie this weekend? Not this current weekend, that weekend, haven't bought tickets, walk in, one thing sold out, they get for the other one. Like they don't even care what they're seeing. There's just so many. They just
it happens
go
a
there.
lot at Christmas time. I think that's a lot of times studios hope for that too. I mean, I can't tell you how many times when I would go visit my dad in Florida, and we'd be like, let's go see a movie. Well, let's see whatever's playing. There'll be something out there that we can see, and then we just pick.
Yeah.
And whatever's available.
So people get rollover.
Yeah.
And whatever time is convenient. People like discount the fact you wander in like 4:30, that. Like and this is another opportunity. Those will be on 2 screens each. That's 8 screens to 10 screens of opportunity.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Here's it comes down, I think, to a lot is casual fandom, right? Is Mary Poppins has more of a, no pun intended, a pop to the casual eye. Right? Yeah. Then you've got Aquaman. I think that's second as far as recognizable things. Third is Spider-Man. And then fourth, you have the Bumblebee. And everybody's like, what's Bumblebee?
What's Bumblebee? Because they're not leading with Transformers. Right. Right.
Which is smart and stupid.
Yes.
It's a risk.
Yeah.
It's certainly a risk. But it's just the trailers itself, it really looks like E.T.
Phone Home.
What's it? The How to
Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. It's got that feel to it, and that's what I'm digging about it. So,
and
I
clearly the studio
crossed.
trusts it because of the Guardians of the Galaxy rumors.
What's
Travis Knight's front runner for Guardians 3.
Oh, right.
So like that clearly states the studio's like, this looks amazing. We love the finished product.
Right.
Let's
They've
put them
seen
in this.
it. So let's see a cut of his movie. Oh wow, he did it. Yeah. He'll get the idea of what we want trying to go for Guardians.
Maybe after what I'm thinking is by January, let's just say mid-January, right? What of these, when the dust settles, will have the biggest number? I'm saying Mary Poppins, then probably Aquaman, then probably Bumblebee. Or Bumblebee and Spider-Man almost tied it.
You're saying end of run.
End of run.
End of run. I'm going to agree with you on the first one. I think Mary Poppins is the biggest one. I'm going Bumblebee because of word of mouth. I think Bumblebee's going
to do better than Aquaman by the end.
Overall, I think so. Yes.
Are you including international or just domestic?
International. These movies crush.
I know. That's why I'm saying if you just did domestic,
if we just stick to domestic, I still stick with it. I think that. I feel that the buzz on Bumblebee is going to be pretty big. I think that Aquaman will do better than Bumblebee opening weekend, though.
Yeah,
I think so too. I think opening weekend it'll be Mary Poppins, Aquaman, Bumblebee,
What we're not
Spider-Man.
accounting for is if one of these is a stinker.
I don't think any one of them is going to be a stinker.
I don't think so either. But if it is, say Bumblebee's a stinker.
Well, here's
then
the next.
It's not.
Then you're right. But let's go next prediction here, right? Out of the 4 of them in quality, because unless you think one of them's going to stink, I don't think anybody thinks any of them's going to stink.
No.
Give me quality. Which rank out of the 4 what are going to be the best movies out of the 4 as far as quality, not box office, as far as quality and enjoyment? Riley, start with you. Out of the 4 movies,
I'm going to go Spider-Verse.
It's the number 1. Okay.
Number 1, quality. Then I'm going to go. Wait, Mary Poppins Returns. That's in there. Okay. Spider-Verse, Mary Poppins Returns, Bumblebee, Aquaman.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna jump off a bridge.
What do you think?
That you just put Aquaman 4th.
What do you think?
I'm gonna put.
Not what you want. What do you think?
I know. I'm gonna put Poppins.
Have you seen Aquaman yet?
Didn't see anything yet.
I've seen nothing. Poppins, Aquaman, Spider-Verse, Bumblebee.
Wow, Coy.
Spider-Verse, Poppins, Aquaman, Bumblebee.
Okay, Makoos.
I'm going to echo Riley.
Same thing.
Same thing.
And I'm going to
Are
say.
you guys trying to kill me?
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. I think you were right with the trailer. These most recent trailers, both of you, 3 of you, 4, whatever. I liked all the stuff until I see the underwater video game, and then I am totally off the movie.
I'm afraid of third act Black Panther.
Yeah. Oh, here's what the thing. Black Panther. See, I would have gone more Wonder Woman. I think the Wonder Woman ending wasn't great for me, but I love that movie.
No, it wasn't. But we
first
already
2 acts
established
of
the
Wonder
second
Woman.
act doesn't matter, so
Right.
we're kind of in trouble.
Well,
Well said, Russ.
here we go. So the 4 for me. Again, I think that all 4 of these movies are going to be good.
Yeah.
I think from best to worst, Mary Poppins, Bumblebee, Spider-Man, Aquaman.
Are
Jason Aquaman.
you guys so 3 of you in this room put Aquaman last?
It's not that we think it's going to be bad.
I didn't say that you said that.
I think, I think there's going to be more. I think there's going to be. You're going to walk out of that one. I don't know. That it's just 5 months ago, I would have told you Bumblebee would be dead last.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put it in. I would say I refuse. But after seeing those trailers and seeing what Travis Knight has done and hearing his take on it, and the fact that he had Stan Bush come out and sing at Comic-Con was amazing.
I'm over, you guys.
I think it's a battle of A's and A minuses. I think it's all these are all going to be great. It's just the hierarchy. There's an incredible problem.
Yeah, that's the question.
I trust my lawyer Jason Aquaman more than I do.
He's a good man.
Show me right!
Hey, everybody!
All right, what's anything else coming out though besides
Hey.
those four? Those are like the four big ones, and then you got
Let me
Vice,
ask you
man.
this.
Vice.
Yeah.
I'm
is
excited for
so
Vice.
On the 14th, when Spider-Verse comes out, we also have The Mule, which
Yeah.
is, going to be totally
that's
different.
Clint Eastwood, right?
But a big budget stuff with a name behind it. Mortal Engines.
Oh yeah,
That does
The
look
Peter
pretty
Jackson movie.
stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is going to get
there's-
crushed.
there's no buzz on
Just
this.
nobody's
I
going to see
just
this
saw the
thing.
first trailer for it yesterday.
I'm excited to see this movie. I think that
On
it's-
TV, at least.
No, it's Peter Jackson, and I want to see what he's
Producing
gonna do.
and writing.
Producing and writing. I think that he is going to surprise us, and I think this movie will wind up being a surprise, and I think
Okay.
people will wind up liking.
Who's directing it?
I don't
Jackson.
No, he's not
producing
directing.
and
writing.
Oh,
Yeah.
he just wrote it.
Even
Oh.
if you're correct and it's good
Christian
critic-wise,
Rivers.
word of mouth starts spreading.
Yeah.
I think because it's so stacked, it's not going to do
going.
well.
It's got a long way
Yeah.
to go. I mean, look, the other thing is, so look at the movies that came out too over the weekend, right? Take me and Roxy out of the equation here. Widows has an amazing word of mouth.
What are people seeing?
But even so,
Okay,
but let's,
sorry,
let,
sorry,
but let's,
I know,
but
I
let's
know.
take us out.
I know.
94% of people who saw that movie loved it.
That's their score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten
right now.
Tomatoes only 94%.
No, that's the critic score.
Critic score. But then people who are seeing it, fans, are loving it, right? Again, take us out of the
I'm
equation.
not saying-
And the point is that movie did not do well. It did like $10 million.
Right.
It cost
Really?
like $50 million or whatever it did, and it did not do well. So. And the reason I bring that up, but Mortal Engines, the same thing with all the competition that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's great, it's gonna be really climbing up a steep hill.
The hard part for me with Mortal Engines is watching that trailer because again, it just came on TV yesterday and I was like, I haven't even heard of this movie, right? It looks like James and the Giant Peach meets Mad Max Fury Road. It's
Cool.
like that
That's
weird.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But that to me, I was like, okay, that for me that looks pretty awesome.
But who's
right?
the market?
But who's the market on
Yeah.
that?
I always give a shot to those movies too. When I see Peter Jackson's name, first thing is I go, all right, well, let's
Yeah.
see.
You gotta pay respect to that.
You got to pay
Yeah.
respect to it. He's the producer of the movie, and it's also what did he see in it?
Right.
Popular book series.
Super popular book series.
So
Yeah, he's
maybe
also-
that.
He
What's
was-
it about?
All the world has become
The Waterworld type
movable
thing, right?
cities,
Yeah.
and so all the cities are on wheels, and the cities battle each other. So like London is a main enemy of these other cities.
What's the James and the Giant Peach part?
Oh, the anime, like the actual CGI
Oh,
looks
the way it
very,
Got it.
darkish, like box trollish kind of a thing.
I'm just very
Cool.
curious about the movie. Like,
Me too.
I don't want to just discount it because it's hard to market it right now because of all the other stuff. People, I mean, again, the first thing we're talking about are these 4 movies,
Right.
And we didn't even bring that up. And Riley's like, "Hey, by the way, this is coming out."
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, truthfully, Christian, you're doing your job, and that's you saying you don't want to discount it. You're doing your job.
Yeah.
But most people, it's not their job to be like, oh, but I want to give it a fair shake. Like, if they're not hearing about it, they're not seeing it.
That's right. You're right. It's like there's Peter Jackson holds a lot of weight, but how much weight?
Right.
Mortal
Like,
Engines is also a cool title that somebody may think is like, oh, what's this Oscar movie that Daniel Day
You're
Lewis
not
is
wrong.
in?
Yeah.
Right.
The lack of advertising is concerning. The studio doesn't trust it. Like the fact that it's that close out, and we have these giant clusters of movies, and we haven't seen a lot of pushes in visual ads or trailers or anything like that. And like it's Oscar season right after this push. So when is that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean,
you're right.
I'm hoping it's soon, because I have high hopes for it, and I got my fingers crossed for Mortal Engines. I hope it's going to be good. What else is coming out?
Vice is my big one of the
Me
rest
too.
of the
Yeah.
year.
Me too. I'm so excited
that-
for it.
People are already saying that Christian
think-
Bale has a chance to get nominated.
And
And
Amy
like
Adams.
Sam
Say
Rockwell
this.
as George Bush is inspired. Like no one's talking about Sam Rockwell, but like I think
Well,
he's,
what's he? Oh, he's
he's
in
George
Vice?
Bush. He's done.
Oh,
yeah.
he's in Vice.
That
right, right.
trailer,
Yeah.
they looked. It was dead ringers.
Trailer
it was
is
freaky,
phenomenal.
And I'm
Phenomenal.
the man. That's where that
Yeah,
song.
yeah. Who's talking in there?
Alex,
Hey, what's
I
up?
saw this a few months ago.
Vice.
Yes, and it. I don't know how much I can say, but it's gonna get nominated for
Okay.
a lot of things.
Okay.
Alex,
Okay.
how do you do all of the seeing things way earlier than any of
He
us?
goes to fan screenings.
Oh.
Right?
My sources.
I got flagged on the Spider-Verse one. They caught me.
I told you,
got
you guys
flagged.
can't do that stuff.
I got flagged for one too.
I was
Well-
in line and they're like, no.
No.
Well,
I
back
know,
in,
too.
back in the day before they
Host
started,
of Heroes, can you please get out of
I
line
literally
here?
was in a Spider-Man line. Like,
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, that people used to do that stuff all the time. Before YouTube critics were getting invited to screenings, they would go to these fan screenings and put up their reviews early, and then
The JT Wonder Woman.
Well, but
the other
JT was
JT
getting,
role.
but no, JT was going to press screenings
Yeah.
and doing it, and
Like a
because
moron.
Yeah,
But
and-
for Wonder Woman, he did the fan screening. I'm pretty
Is that
sure
what
he
it
did
was?
that, and because
No.
he
Oh,
got
because
in
he was
early.
associated with
Yeah, but he was
us
associated
and
with
Screen
us,
Junkies.
and he
yeah,
did
yeah,
the-
that's
yeah.
what happened. Yeah, he went really
Oh.
early, saw something, and he posted a review. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't post. I like that's the thing. You don't post a review. You wait till embargo. You respect the system. But
I wish that embargo was clearer. Like I wish I could Google embargo on movies and know when they were.
like on the Google line, there's the release date, embargo date.
Well, they do though. They a
In
lot
some
of times
the emails, but sometimes
yeah.
I don't. And then I search on Rotten Tomatoes to see if other people have said.
Right.
And then sometimes there's like 3 reviews, and I'm like, what does that mean?
I always usually ask the publicist when I get
Yeah.
there if I need to know about it. They'll let you know what it is. And if it's debuted at a festival, then there is no embargo.
Yeah.
We missed a fairly big movie
What's
in
that,
all this
Billy?
conversation. Wednesday the 12th, Once Upon a Deadpool. What do you think? Because we know it's
again
Deadpool 2.
When initially, and we haven't gotten the full details on this thing yet. But
Why aren't they plugging it?
I don't know.
Why
They
aren't
just
they
kind of
saying-
That first
started.
trailer.
No,
No,
plugging,
about.
You know, so the
for
reason why they're
charity.
doing this is because
Yeah.
it's for charity, and that hasn't been made clear.
Why isn't that the start of every video that they're showing and top of every article?
Right.
Nobody knows that.
It should be. It should
It
be.
changes my whole opinion on it.
Because when I didn't know what it was, I was like, "Why are they doing this? Just to make money? What a money grab!" And then when I hear, "Well, why it's a money grab?" I said, "Absolutely, you should do this," and I understand why you're doing this. So, because it's for charity, I hope it does very well, and any money that it makes then will go to kids. And yes, please. So, but am I excited to see it? No, but I applaud them for doing it.
I think it's neutering a character that really we've already experienced the neutering of. Like we've sewn his mouth shut already. So I'm worried about the precedent it sets.
Yeah.
I've said this on Heroes before. I'm afraid if it does too well, then the Disney people that will own him soon will go, oh, look, a PG-13 movie did well. So I'm afraid of that, like long term, like
Right.
what it could mean for Deadpool. But as far as the what it's for, I want it to kill, and I love the fact that it's going to cross $2 billion. Like with this movie, that's a huge franchise of 2 movies. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's
Are
funny
you
'cause-
gonna go?
I'll be there. I'll be there
Yeah.
open at night. Like especially since I know what it's for. Like cancer research is so tied to the character that it's not even
Right.
it's not
Yeah,
even
that's cool.
just
Right.
important. It's so intrinsic to Deadpool. So I love that they're doing it. And Ryan Reynolds putting his foot down on that is great.